Hi guys, welcome back. Well, on one of my last videos I cut this 1.75" by 8 thread that matches the spindle nose on one of my lathes, and I wanted to put a live centre in the end before I started cutting the thread, and I was struggling with the smallest live centre that I've got to this all had been pre-drilled, and I didn't want to lose any of the length of the thread, so I was struggling getting this live centre in, and I ended up taking some of the chamfer off, and eventually I managed to get it to locate on the inside. So, and it got me thinking. I have got other live centres, but they're all tend to be on the large side, which they wouldn't go in. So it got me thinking, could I possibly make a thinner one? Now, I've just been cutting a piece of this bar. This started life as an anti-roll bar on a quite a large van, and I have used it before, and it's tough stuff. I think there's a high carbon content in this. So I've started thinking I could make a live centre out of that. Now, I've got these ER32 collets with a number 2 moist taper that fit in the tailstock, and I was thinking, if I get a couple of bearings, this is too large, I need to be smaller than this. If I get a couple of these bearings and turn the shaft down so I can get 2 onto the end, they would then fit into the ER32 chuck, and turn this down and put a 60° point on this end. So I haven't got any of the correct size bearings. I'll have to order those, but I'm going to chuck this up and see if I can turn it down without actually putting it into the heat treating oven and softening it. Well, that's where I'm up to, guys. I've got this section down to the 12mm I need for the bearing. I'm going to put it back in the chuck. I'm going to leave this section as it is for a bit of strength and just reduce this down slightly more, and then I think I'll put 2 steps in it from the 6° point, go up so far, and then increase the diameter. Take some of this section out. So I'm going to take some more of this section out first of all. Well, I knew it was hard material there from past experience, but I do believe it's time for a new carbide tip. This was a new one when I started on this material as well, but I'll show you what I mean, guys. really struggling now. Let's swap this tip over. Next job, I'm going to put this in the heat treating oven and harden. I may just harden half of it down past the tip, and then to finish it off I'll put it on the in the lathe and grind the tip down with the two post mounted grinder. But I just need to check that yeah, once the I'm hoping the tip of this will bottom out onto the bottom of the collet chuck with the once I've got the two bearings on. So yeah, I may take just a touch off this end so it's a bit closer. And that'll certainly give me a greater reach. Well, that's where we're up to at the moment, guys. That's the condition it's in when it's been quenched from 765 degrees. I've ordered two small bearings. They're a 28 millimetre external diameter, which I can get an ER32 collet for, and the internal diameter is 12 millimetres. I've ordered two of those. Those are going to go on this section. I've taken this down to almost 12. I don't want to take it exactly to 12 until I get the bearings, and I can try it against the bearing then. But at the moment, we're 12.05, so we're just slightly over the 12 millimeters. So I'm happy with that. So next stage, guys, I'm going to mount this in the Jacobs chuck and put the tool post grinder on, and we'll grind this point down to 60 degrees. Yeah, well, the male thread goes in now, but unfortunately no female thread. Well, it's time to take shape now. I'm still waiting for the two bearings. I'm hoping those will come tomorrow. Those will go on this 12mm side, and I've got it to the right depth. This part now, this end bottoms out on the inside of the collet chuck. So when I get the two bearings on there, I'm hoping that that'll clamp down the 28mm external diameter. And then the idea is, guys, that if I need to get into a long reach somewhere, I can't see me using it that often, but I'm hoping it will be coming handy at some stage. So that's how that will reach, as opposed to the shorter one that I've been using. If you remember, I don't know if it was the last video or one before that, I was cutting 1 3/4" thread, male thread, to use as a pattern. The intention was to use this flange as a choke or a back plate for the Smart and Brown, and I was machining a 1 3/4" by 8 thread. Did the male one, and I started to do the female side, and I've cleaned this up, started to bore it out for the 1 3/4" thread, and I had my suspicions early on because there's a welded section on the inside, and the only reason I could see for that was that some sleeve had been put through. And sure enough, once I got it close to the, well, I started cutting the 1 3/4" thread, and when I was getting close to dimensions, it started chewing the thread up, and I couldn't. First of all, I couldn't figure out why, and then when I had a close look at it, the sleeve that had been put in is 1 3/4". So instead of cutting the thread, it was just spinning the sleeve round in the centre of this. Now, I've not totally given up with this yet. I've got these two pieces. These are just mild steel, started up as a inch thick plate, and not quite sure why I turned them down in the past, but they never got finished. So I'm toying with the idea of, I've also got this one mounted up. Let me just move the camera over. I've got this one mounted up as well that I'm going to clean down. So I have got a few pieces I could either weld together or bolt together. Possibly take this section out, square this off, and possibly mount them on the front of that. It's a lot of messing about, and you can buy cast iron back plates. I think they're about 18 quid, but it's good practice in the thread cutting. So first up, I'm going to clean this section up so I can mount it in the forge drawer, and then I'll drill through, bore it through for that 1 3/4", and I'm going to take it from there. Well guys, I've started boring this out for the 1 3/4, but this video is getting a bit long now, so that I'm going to save that for my next project. In the meantime, let's finish this live centre off. The 2 bearings that I'd ordered have arrived now, so I've pushed one of them on already. The second one's got to go on. I'm glad I didn't reduce this any farther. It was just slightly over the 12mm, which is what these are supposed to be, but I've not reduced it, and I've pushed one on the arbor press. I'm just going to put the second one now, and I'm not going to push them up both together. I'm just going to leave a space so when they go into the ER32 collet, the collet should clamp down evenly with the 2 bearings being spaced apart. So, and then they're going to have to go in this way. Put the collet in, and this beg your pardon, it'll have to go in that way to tighten up on them. So I'm just gonna push this other bearing on. Well, if I leave them spaced like that, guys, I'm hoping that will span the both ends of the collet, so when they do tighten down, it'll tighten down evenly and not distort the collet. Well guys, I was hoping to show you this live centre finished in this video. That's how the long reach will work. I had the collet chuck ready, and I was going to nip down to Ashton to my local engineer supplies just for a collet for it to finish the thing off. And I've just been looking online, and for some reason I thought that the ER32, which this is, went up to the 28mm, which is the external diameter of these 2 bearings, but they don't. The maximum for the ER32 is 20mm, so I won't be able to use this with this collet chuck. Now, while I was online, I've ordered another one of these, which is a ER40 with the number 2 moist taper, will fit into the tailstock on this lathe, but it's going to be 3 or 4 days before that arrives, so I won't be able to show it completed, so you'll have to be patient guys, and I'll put that at the beginning of my next video when I carry on making the back plate with the 1 3/4 thread. But I don't know why I thought the ER32 would fit. I should have realised when the bearings wouldn't go over the locking nut. This is an ER32, and this is the ER40, which will do. So I'm sorry about that guys, but I promise I'll show you on the next video. Thanks for watching guys.